Hey everyone, so here's the deer cake that I wanted to show you how to make, and just right after this you'll learn how. So to put the face on, it's actually pretty simple. You just take a piece of paper first of all, and depending on the size of your cake, you want to fold it so when you unfold it, this will be the part that'll be the white fondant, that's the base of the face. Like I said, the paper's folded. Since you want it, it's kind of like a heart, since you want it the same on both sides, it's easier to fold it. And then I do want to point like a heart, but I'm going to come straight down with it. I don't want to curve it at this point because I want this to be straight. So basically, I'm going to start here, come up and around, and then just kind of curve it. And that's all I need to do. And then I'm going to cut this out. So I have some white fondant here, and I am making sure it's soft enough for rolling. And then I'm going to roll it into a circle. And you can put cornstarch down if you want on your mat and your roller. I'm not going to do that. I've been learning lately to roll these out without a bunch of cornstarch because that can get super messy. And I have a large roller. So I have the piece of paper on my fondant, and I'm just going to lay it down flat and just hold it with my fingers. I have my cornstarch over here, and I just dip into my X-Acto knife the cornstarch and just tap it off, and just keep making sure that I'm right on the line. So this is the face part, and I even did a little sketch of it because we think we'll remember how to do things, but sometimes we'll do it upside down, like the heart might be the wrong way or whatever. So I always like to do a little sketch of my design. And as you can see at the end of this, there's a little heart, and then there's, you know, the eyes, and then we have little white spots for the top part. So I'm going to do a little heart now, and that will be at the end of this. I'm just going to trace it out from the paper I had already folded and just do a little heart like you did in grade school and make it any size you want. It can be little, it can be bigger, it doesn't really matter. And then I'm going to cut it out. You want it kind of small though because it just makes it cute then. So I'm going to cut it out. And just like in grade school, we unfold it. And there's a cute little heart. And that will be right here on it. However, I don't want it to be paper, so I am going to use this as my template for making a black nose with fondant. I just put the sugar glue on that side of the nose. Now the sugar glue dries a little bit yellow, so you want to make sure it doesn't ooze out from the corners or the edges. And then you just press down on it with your finger lightly and it will stick. Of course it has to dry, but it does stay. So there's the nose. Pretty simple, huh? And then the last thing we have to do for the face is just the eyes. Now the next part is the eyes, and what I like to do is take the end of a piping tip and just kind of mark where I want to put the eye. And it's upside down curve, so I want to bring it over here, kind of just press a little bit with that. See how that's like a half a moon? And then do the same over here in the same area. Just kind of eyeball it. And then I will take black food coloring, put a little bit in a bowl or container, whatever you choose, and then a little bit of alcohol. It can be vodka, food safe, of course. Well, all alcohol is food safe, right? And the kind you drink, obviously. I have a little whiskey here, so it's a more yellowy, I guess, than vodka, but it works. And since we don't need to use very much, because it's just for the eyelashes, I'm not real worried about that. And this is a very fine brush I'm going to use. So I dip that into the alcohol. You can have a paper towel if you need to dab it too. I don't think I need a paper towel because it's not very much area. But I dip that into the alcohol and then a little bit into the food coloring. And to start off, I'm just going to make my line. So follow the line that I already drew, or not drew, but the indentation from the piping tip. Next thing I decided to do is get some of my dusting powder, it's pink, put a little bit of alcohol in this, in a bowl, and put little pink cheeks on the deer. So I'm just going to eyeball it, but just in a swirly motion, make a circle. One here, and then one over here. And then just kind of fill it in. So I put her face in the oven, and I'm just going to leave her in there with the light on. The oven's not turned on, it's just the light, until I'm done with the cake, just so it's a little bit firmer and the color of the eyelashes and the cheeks are done and the nose is on there really good. So I took the cake out of the refrigerator because I'm going to add a little texture design on the sides like I like to do on a lot of my cakes. And I wanted to show you the cake board too. I did do the trim of the cake board like little paw prints, so I thought it went well with the woodland theme of the cake. And then I'm going to do a stencil on the side, and I have this stencil I like to use. I used them on my other deer cakes. And this time I'm going to do it on the side like this because I think it looks like fur. So I'm just going to do that all around the cake. Now that I have the texture on, I'm going to put the face on the cake. So I did a little mistake I wanted to show you. I brought the white up too far, so I had to trim it back because I have to put the white dots on the face. So that's what I'm going to do now. So I'm going to take my white fondant to do the dots, roll it out. 6 dots. So I have my tip here that I'm going to use for it. And the dots, we don't want them this big, so I'm going to use this side of the tip. Place them on the deer, and I want to put the first dot towards the point more, so I'm going to put it right there. And then the other one up further, like right here. Now with an open star tip, that's a small star tip, I filled my bake up with the orange color that's the cake is covered with, and I'm going to do stars at the bottom. Tip in the frosting, I'm going to do some stars up on this area too, but I'm going to just put them down like this and just randomly do them. So the next thing I want to do is pipe some roses on the cake. I'm only going to do a few of them. So I have this frozen already, so I can do my rose. To do the antlers, I printed off these antlers off my printer. So just flip it over to tape onto your wax paper. Now that the white chocolate is melted, I put it in a plastic disposable piping bag, and I'm going to just put a little hole at the very end of the bag for piping my antlers. I have some sanding sugar here that's white, and I'm just going to put some of that over the white chocolate. Then after that, I cut some bamboo sticks that are skewers, and I want to put one at each end coming this way. Roses were in the freezer, so I just took them out, and I'm going to place those on the cake now. Now if you have the little knives that go with putting roses on, that works. Or since they're in the freezer, you can just peel them off the back and place them on wherever you want. So in this case, I think I'll put this one here. And put this one more back here. And then the very last one, I'm thinking I'll just put in the back. Now these are the ears that I made in my other reindeer cake that I'll put the link down below if you want to learn how to make these. They're very simple to make. And so the ears, the antlers are going to be out farther, so the ears go in closer. So I'll put one ear here and one ear here. Ear here. Now I'm going to add a few more little pretty flowers with this tip. And it's a Wilton tip, it's a little different, and I'll put the link down below for it. And basically you just squeeze and lift with this one. And one more color, which is not really a color, it's just cream, and it's with the closed large star tip. And it gives a kind of a pretty ruffly look. So I'll show you how to do that. You just squeeze and come up. And that, you want to just fill the gaps in with that one. Now time for the antlers. They just came out of the freezer. And then this guy goes over here. And it's done. So there is the finished cake. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It was longer to do than I thought it would be, but I think it turned out really cute in the end. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you watched my next videos. Thanks for watching, everyone.